Well, hello again. As you're probably aware, or you might not be aware, I'm currently working on a couple of creative projects which are kind of ongoing. One is exploring the theme of absence, and the other is looking at creating images that are inspired by music or by songs. Both have been going reasonably well. Earlier this summer, I shot The Absent Gardener, which was the latest in the Absent series. And since then, things have just kind of dried up a bit. And, the creative process is a bit like that. Sometimes the spark just disappears, or, the well of creative ideas just runs a little bit dry. So, what do you do when that happens? Well, try and do something. Take photographs. If you're a creative photographer and you're finding that that inspiration just isn't there at the moment, which for me it hasn't been just in the last few weeks. Do something. So yesterday, not even thinking about photography, I decided I would take myself out for a kind of a lengthy walk. So in the end, it turned out to be a 5 mile walk. And I thought, before I set out, actually just take the camera with you. So I thought, I had the idea: one walk, one camera, one lens, and just see what presents itself to me without actually consciously thinking, without having a plan. Just see what the eye's drawn to, and let things go from there. So I took along my camera. I took some photographs along the way, and then in the evening, my wife and I decided to go out for an evening walk. Much shorter. I went up to the East Neuk village of Pittenweem, coastal little fishing village, and we did a little circular walk there. So I took the camera along for that too. Because that was in the evening, I popped it onto this gorilla pod. The idea being that if I found myself in a situation where I wanted to take a longer exposure, I at least had some form of stability. This wasn't a photographic exercise, this was just being equipped to catch something if it should present itself. And one or two things did. So it was handy just to stabilise the camera on the gorilla pod. I ended up taking, I don't know, 3 or 4 shots at a quarter of a second. No way you're going to do that handheld. So it was good to have that option available. So I thought what I'd do today, just to illustrate this process, is take you through the images that resulted from 2 walks, 1 camera, and 1 lens. Well, this is the route of the first walk, the 5 mile walk, which took in different kinds of terrain, some rural, some a little bit urban, ending up in a more rural spot. Quite a few changes of elevation on this route as well, so it was a nice piece of exercise. And as I say, I went along with no particular idea of what I might see, what I might photograph. This was near the start of the walk, and it's nice to see work going on to improve the pathway with the lighting going in, so that was the first thing to grab my attention. And then cascades of rowan berries, maybe suggesting a harsh winter to come, and the first fruits of autumn. So these were the things that were just beginning to capture my attention. These fellas, of course, whilst they look pretty, these are not rosehips that you want to eat. Wrong shape. And here we have the transition into seed heads. And this caught my eye, just the texture of it and the fact that it looks like an animal looking upwards with its mouth open. And then these lonesome trees on the hillside. And then continuing with the idea of trees, this really caught my attention, the way that trees will cling on anywhere they can, but eventually they fall. This one had fallen into the river. And I love to come across this sign in Gaelic of the walled garden. And behind that was this flower just clinging on to the last vestiges of a summer bloom. And then the evening walk around Pittenweem. And here, just a lovely view over the village and the harbour. And there's a tidal pool here, and it caught my eye that there was a couple of people in having a swim, but I loved the texture on the water here and just the patterns in it. And this was one of the 1/4 of a second exposures, so camera on the Gorilla Pod for this one, and also for this one. Just the composition of this caught my eye and kind of got down low to get this composition. And we kind of conclude on this one up a staircase, which just suggested to me a sense of going somewhere. So there we are. When the creative spark is missing, just take the camera out with you, take it for a walk and see what happens. And I'm now thinking after that, maybe there's a little series here about one location, one camera, one lens, 1 hour. What do you think? If that's something you think I should have a go for, leave a comment for me and we'll see what might transpire out of that. But in the meantime, as ever, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this, then please do give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, because that just helps the channel reach more people. Thank you once again. See you in the next one.